So, I was going down my Netflix the other day, and I watched 28 Days Later, I watched Dawn of the Dead, I watched a bit of Walking Dead, and I watched Night of the Living Dead. I come to the sudden realization that zombies are terrible. They're the worst type of monsters you can probably establish in a film, and Hollywood knows this. Hollywood's known this since probably the 1980s. They've always wanted to make these more interesting, and they finally did it. They finally did it by adding sprinting zombies, and these are still terrible. Even sprinting zombies add no threat to the zombie genre. Zombies are like a dead goon squad. They're like the grunts from Halo, of like Hollywood's monster selection they have. All the monsters they have, like vampires, werewolves, are just so much better. Vampires are Vampires are so much cooler. They, especially the old-fashioned vampires, not on about the Twilight massacred, molested vampires we have today, as well as werewolves. The same applies. Like, get rid of the Twilight. At least, well, they have actually twilighted zombies. Just look at the Warm Bodies, that film with a zombie who falls in love with a human is just, oh my god, it hurts my brain. I cannot understand why that film is made and why they even bothered making a zombie love story, because that sort of counts as necrophilia. I'm pretty sure that's right. If you love a dead person, you are into dead bodies, which is really creepy and really, really just wrong. That's like a hold down, turn low. Like the woman who has to fall in love with a dead corpse, that probably stinks. Like if you're just walking around with a dead corpse, that's terrible. Anyway, back to how terrible and bad these zombies are. Zombies are literally just the pointless goon squad of the monster genre. They are pointless. They add nothing to the story. They're literally there to be killed, or they're there to be just there for the point of being there because no one else. Like, zombies are easy to make. Zombies are an infection. They're a MacGuffin of something that's happened. Werewolves, as you see in the old-fashioned films, like werewolves are quite difficult to make. They involve like CGI, or they involve practical effects. Vampires, they sort of involve sort of costumes. Zombies sort of involve normal people's aesthetic with like blood. So it makes it very simple just to add effects and add stuff to it. So that makes zombies the most cheapest and very like the discount of monsters. Like if you're going down an aisle, you would see the high end monsters would be werewolves, sharks, probably just werewolves, were-rabbits, were-cows, and then right at the bottom, zombies. Fucking zombies are shit. They're just the worst. I don't even know why people still do zombie films. Zombies are just absolutely terrible. They're just there. And anyway, I preferred, like, you have the main argument, slow zombies versus fast zombies. There is no argument. The main zombies are George Romero slow zombies, because George Romero actually imported like an actual meaning behind the zombies. Like in his Night of the Living Dead, it was like racial prejudice. In his like Dawn of the Dead, it was capitalism, and it sort of comes along like every single time you sort of scroll down your Netflix, you see these meanings. And I guess in Walking Dead, you have the destruction of the world, and that's sort of what zombies become today. And that's why I think zombies are shit, and they should be left alone and never rediscovered, and just left alone.